Hi guys, so it's your guy Ruthless Focus. So today we are going to shop for a Mazda CX-3 for one of you subscribers, and we're starting the journey here in Mombasa. We are located in Mombasa. We always import cars from Japan, but some people you cannot actually wait for that 45 days, 60 days for the car to be here. So we want to start the journey. Follow us. So the client wants a CX-3 that is a diesel. CX-3 is available in a diesel variant that is 1500cc. You also get 1800cc that is a diesel. There's also 2000cc that is petrol. So we want to see how much are we going to get this unit for. And the client is a bit flexible in terms of color. They can take the red wine, they can take the blue, they can take the white. So it depends on two factors, the budget and the condition of the car. So the range of price of Mazda CX-5, CX-3 in Mombasa right now is about from 2.1 to 2.4, depending on the grade and the drivetrain and the mileage. So come with me, let's go. So we are almost approaching the CBD where the most showrooms are actually located. So if you're shopping for cars in Mombasa, understand that most showrooms are located along Way Avenue. Some are in Ganjoni, but there's no showroom that is Magongo, Changamwe. So don't be scammed just because you're trying to shop. Now the first car that we actually had to look at is the Mazda CX-3. This was the first car that we wanted to see because there was a special story about this car. This car was posted on GG for about 1.85 and our client said this is a very good deal, so he saw this post and actually had to confirm with me, go and check for me this car. My friend, don't be surprised. What we noticed is that most of the people who really post cars on Gigi just post them for the sake of it. It was posted for 1.85 and that was negotiable at that time. So they just post for any price that is competitive so that you can actually go ahead and call them. Once you call them, they will take you to these showrooms and you realize that the price is not even what was indicated on the post. Or they will tell you the other one for 1.85 million is sold. So this Mazda CX-3 is the XD entry. Within the trim level of Mazda CX-3, we have the XD, there's XD Proactive, we have the XDL. So you realize that this is one of the compact SUVs that you can find in the Kenyan market. So nowadays, manufacturers don't put the spare tire, but they still give you the place for spare tires. So it comes with this puncture kit that is a sealant and a compressor. So if you don't find the spare tire, don't worry, but you still need to buy a spare tire. It's not the fault of the dealer, so you need to understand. One thing, the car was clean. It had the back camera, as you can see there, and there were minimal dents or scratches that you could spot on the body of the car. So on the exterior and the interior, we gave the car a clean bill of health. However, on the wheels, these are ice tires. We are not in icy places, so the client will need to replace these tires in case they will actually take this car. That was one condition that we needed to actually inform the client about. The headlights were okay. We also take a tour to look at other cars which are in this showroom. By the way, just to bring you up to speed with what you can expect. Now, if you're going to shop for these cars, we could go to another CX-5, but this Nissan Juke, 1.7 million. Hey, Axio, 1.6 million. These are 2016 models. You can see Axela, you can see this is Sport or Spade, whatever it is. This one is selling for about 951 million. There's Outback, Subaru, Legacy Outback. This one is selling for about 3.5 million. These prices I'm saying are the real prices on the ground. Axela is being sold for 2 million. Vitz is being sold here for about 1.35 million, depending on whether it's 1000cc or 1300cc. This Impreza hatchback selling for about 1.8 million. Wow, there's Ontafit. This is an hybrid, the GK3 or GK4, selling for about 1.45 or 1.3 minimum. Then as we continue, remember we are still shopping, and this is part one of the video. We've talked about that. There's the Swift, that is 1.2 liter, that is being sold for about 1.2, 1.1. These are the current prices of cars in Mombasa in 2024. As if that is not enough, the master of our pricing is here. Fielder is being sold for about 2 million, 1.7 minimum, depending on the grade, whether it's a WXB, whether it's just the hybrid normal one. Erotuara. This is the Harrier. Harrier, depending on whether it's a two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, these cars are being sold up to a tune of 3.8, my friend. Gari zimepanda. There's the VW, that is Golf variant, that is being sold for about 1.8 to 2.1, depending on whether it's 1400cc or 1200cc. Of course, the Subaru Forester, whether it's, these are non-turbo, the SJ5, selling from 3.1, maybe 2.9 minimum. The Lexus, quite a number of cars which are here. This definitely, this RX200T, if I'm not wrong. This car is being sold for about 5.5 to 6.3, depending on the mileage, grade, and color, and the specs of the car. We talked about the area, and as if that is not enough, you can also see the ugly Toyota Suzuki Alto. Is not ugly though, for about 750 minimum. Cars that we used to sell for about 480 in 2021. You have the GLC 250. This one cannot fetch less than, guys, not less than 5.5 million in this Kenyan market. Or you can also take the GLC 220D, that is a diesel, which is more expensive, by the way. Now, we've talked about that Porsche, we've talked about which other one? Swift, we've talked about. So remember, we are still shopping for the CX-3 for our client. There's the Mark X that you've seen there. That Mark X is being sold for about 2.4 to 2.6 million, depending on the trim level. If you think I'm lying, just come to the showroom. Don't see the prices that you see online. You think there's a Subaru XV that is being sold for about 2.6, 2.7. Oh my God. So if you don't, I've seen a premium. Hey, that one hata usiulizie. Premium is selling for about 2.3 to 2.5 in Mombasa. Axela hatchback is more expensive, selling for about 2.1, 1.9 minimum. Which other car here can actually motivate you? So wakulima, sidhani kama hii ni section yenyu, but people who made this premium so overpriced actually are the teachers of high school, former bankers. Those people, they actually made the premium so overpriced. Anyway, let's continue. There's a Mazda here. These are 20. Which year is this? These are 2017 rather. With the new grill, the honeycomb grill, and it's a 2200cc. This should selling for about 3.5 million. And you can see the face is different from the previous KE generation. That is from 2012. So still the Kodo design, but this one is really just the most amazing unit that you can actually have here. Now, Mark X we've talked about. Which other car are we looking at? So let's continue shopping. And one thing you need to understand is that if you're planning to buy a car this year, still have the chance. There was something with this Mark X that I noticed. That bonnet was so there was a lot of space in between those panels. So there's the X-Trail. This is a 2017. The shape is very different. You can see this one will cost you around 2.8 million to 3 million, depending on where you're going to. There's the RAV4. Another overpriced piece of SUV. They're asking for 3.8 up to 4.2 on a RAV4. There's a Mazda diesel, that is the old one. This one is selling for 2.9, 2.8. Of course, we have talked about the RX200T. Kama una 5 million, mambo yako si hapa. There's the Pass of new generation, that is here. This car is being sold for about 1.3. So these prices that I'm mentioning are negotiable, but please remember those are the best prices. So don't be fooled online. When you see people who have posted things on Gigi, you think kwa ground utatandikwa na stress. Ukiangalia price. So if before you fly to Nairobi, there's a Peugeot 2008. This is selling for 1.8 million. Nyasai ura. This one, are we going to? But the president said now, from now on, we'll start buying our cars from Naivasha. So I don't know. The Probox. Probox is being sold for 1.3 million, guys. You see the raw Probox kwa barabara. There's the Legacy B4 that is having FB. What engine is under that? I think it's 2500cc. Yeah, that is being sold for about 2.4 million. So whether you want to buy a Subaru, everything now, even a Nissan is overpriced. You see that Nissan Note being sold for 1 million. This is the second unit that we actually spotted, is a CX-3 2017 model. Remember the red one was a 2016 model. So first, on the exterior, we gave it a 10 over 10. On the wheels were still new. Actually, we checked. Those tires were manufactured in 2019. So a tire lifespan goes for about 5 years or 6. So plus 5, 2024, they can still serve the owner for 1 year or 2, depending on. So the exterior design, the exterior health of this particular Mazda CX-3 is just awesome. So by the way, You can see it's fully loaded with alloy wheels, comes with fog lights. The color is what we call, is it dark blue? I don't know whether it's called dark blue. Yes, but that is it. In the interior, the car comes with both sides multimedia controls. On the center console, there's an armrest. So also there's an aftermarket modification by the rear monitoring mirror that is here. So the person who was using this car in Japan installed that. So there's a back camera that can be displayed on that mirror. The glove box, that is what is there. The car was neat in the interior, and also this armrest can actually double up as what we call now the storage compartment. So unaweza ifungua vizuri hapo uweke vitu zako. So if you would want to see the grades of CX3s, it varies on the availability of the armrest and the controls on the right side of the steering wheel. So some will come with what we call the traction controls, which is basic, not even basic, the idle stop, that is just the most basic stuff that you can find in every trim. So this one came with the 2 keys. I just wanted to show you, I don't know whether the camera will capture it to see the difference. The interior was just okay, leather stuff kama hiyo. The engine was still intact in terms of we're looking at corrosion, maybe rust. The parts were still very new, and there was nothing here to worry about. We noticed that whitish material that is coming from that air pipe, but that could be because of maybe the weather and stuff like that. We don't want to imagine that it was repaired. Now, what else were we looking at? Now, the red Mazda CX-3 was being sold for about 2.1 minimum price. And remember, it was posted for 1.85. So it means that if you call the person who posted that car online and you came all the way to Mombasa from Nairobi, you're expecting to spend 1.8. The surprise could be new. This particular one had a mileage of 51,000 kilometers, and the red one had a mileage of about 132 kilometers. So for us, we had to share this with the client. We really felt this blue one was better than the rest because it was one of those XDL packages which came fully loaded with stuff like you can see we have iStop, traction control, a blind spot monitoring system, also lane departure warning assist. But this should not be the highest trim because we also saw that it did not have sunroof. Like the other one also came with the pump, so we had to go and check another one, the last option. So we went to this yard and there was another one. You can see there's a crown. Huku wanauza hadi ambulance. Hapa kama kuna pesa unakuja tu unaokota magari. But something that surprises me, Mombasa has a lot of cars, but cars are still very, very expensive. We blame it on the dollar. Some have been used locally, some have been used abroad. So most of the cars here actually, these guys, you know, they give people cars on hire purchase. So if you see cars which are here, some of them have been repossessed. So there's this Mazda CX-3 that we had to see. We went here, it was really, the sun was too hot, so I had just to check this car for the client. Now, it was a basic trim, actually it's the XD. You can see with those switches next to the steering on the right, you only have like 2 switches, that is the iStop and maybe the traction control. But it was standard with what we call the cruise control. It didn't come with leather seats like the blue one that we've said. There was no armrest in the middle, so this one means a little lower grade than the previous one that we had seen. In terms of the exterior health, I could say yes, it passed the test in terms of the paint intact, and also came with the back camera. Just like the other one, everything that was standard in the other one is also here. You also, probably there's a pump. No, they had removed the pump. Probably the pump was put in another car. So this is our day 1 of shopping. This is part 1 of this video. So we've shared all these units with the client. Within the 3 units that we've seen, we can highly recommend the dark blue unit, but we're still shopping so that we'll be able to finalize on the part of this video. What we didn't like about the white one, the mileage was 130, and again this car had been used locally because the last service was done at Total, and so the dealers have been using this car. Stay tuned for the next one, and in the next video we'll also be telling you some of the things to look at when you're shopping for your cars in Mombasa.